fair. We've already got that on map 1 and map 2. A lot of highlights so far. I want more of that right here because an unrefined Astralis going up against a G2 trying to get their act together has already delivered. How much more can we get out of this matchup here today? We're underway, the pistols are out, and a lot of utility here for Astralis. Smokes, flashes, HEs aplenty. 1xBet favoring G2.
That's right, Dad. See what happens with Nico's util. I mean, I imagine that's for sandbags if they end up towards the A site. Of course, at the moment, just actually waiting for CT pushes. It's not like Astralis to be throwing early bodies into the pit of despair. They'll have a calculation for all of this, and they've got so much util. Like anything towards A, they've got double nades for the default, smokes for the retake. It is very, very potent CT setup. I'm intrigued to see what G2 choose to do with it. The bomb's loose in mid. They got 2 towards the ramp, trying to test Zipex on this jump peak.
That immediately drew Bubsky off of middle. They had a 3-pronged defense. Magus, Dupree, and Bubsky were over there, and now it's forced them back into that passive stance, and uh-oh, it's about to be a Biff, a brawl, a battle for mid.
Throw smoke at Dupree's face, but he throws lead back down range. Good finds. Hunter with 2.
Oh,
look at the nade damage. Oh, it's not stopped him. Hunter, a man possessed. Bomb delivery. Amanek saves them, and just like that, G2 just individually hang with the big boys.
Oh, the explosive spurt right there. Everybody in the server had their eyes drawn towards middle. And what a biff that was from G2. Just, look, it was simple stuff. Are there any aggressive maneuvers? No? Okay, let's push back for a little bit of space and then regroup. Like this, out they go. And defensive smoke as well.
He is so vulnerable. 1 bullet takes him down, and he does just slap Bubsky out of the round. Woo!
All right, well, forced by wars, we had it on you because they're going to continue here. Dupree's flash back, already under pressure. Drops out a nade. Amanek chipped on down to 82. G2 got what they were looking for over towards that B bomb site, maybe a little bit more as the rotation heavy from Astralis here. Zipex up towards the top of A ramp with the scout in hand, has been left to his own devices as the rotation is completely committed over towards B.
T-Smoke can be peeked around. Zipex has nothing to report, but of course vulnerable to the scaff walk-up, which is exactly what Nexa and Nico are working towards. Now, Astralis have been very good in converting these second rounds. We saw it on Train, we saw it on Nuke.
Almost through positioning alone in a lot of the cases here. Right now, out of position on this A bomb site, but rotating back over with HEs. They're in time.
They are, but ahead of the pack is Jax, and now already just unloading bullets. It's actually finished off by Bubsky. Jax trying to plant the bullets in the scout shot towards default. Nothing connected.
That'll be it, though. They'll just call a save on this. The fact that they lose one of their own men, look, it doesn't really matter if it was an Astralis kill or a G2 kill. If that went down that fashion, it was always going to be a save here. So they're going to backpedal out of the site. And I think Zipex wants to get his hands on that drop deagle. Yeah, if he can find this, if he can slip on in, get on out.
Where's the corpse?
Right behind the side. He's in, he's close, he's surely dead. Zipex, no, he will fall. Nothing really lost because they retained the scout. He dropped it over to Glaive. We all caught that before it. It was a little fact-finding mission. But it almost would have meant they could have had a double dip if they were able to save that deagle. So nothing really lost there. It's just the tiniest, the minutiae, the details we're looking at and around like that.
So Bubsky, was he moving when he shot?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just a little extra inaccuracy. Flash, no less, so nasty death. Jax had it either way, booked him, so we will get to see what I think we can still consider a double dip.
Yeah, and it's interesting he's opted, instead of upgrading into a P250, for a HE and a flash, so trying to set his teammates up here.
That's a T-Smoke right in the mouth of B. And this 4-man A-Lean currently housed by Nexa on that fork position. We can't keep calling it fork, excuse me.
There hasn't been a forklift there for about...
No.
What, is it about a part of a year now?
Yeah, box room.
The box room. The box room's fine, that works.
Rinse and repeat, this time with the caveat of Dupree up close. You're going to have to pre-fire this. If you walk into that smoke, you're just asking for it. Dupree, perfect positioning in that smoke. Hunter's in trouble too. He just wants to get out at this point. Galil recovered. Look at their health, Chad. G2 are battered and bruised. Back to B. Nico takes a lot of space in middle, and by throwing this smoke, same from the pistol, you can see it's a perfect little mid denial. Bubsky on -1, looking for the goose egg. Ugh, finds it.
This is real problems for G2.
They got loads of time. They don't have to rush this. Hunter has forced the issue onto Bubsky, and not the perfect weapon for the job here. Far from it. Poor Zipex, and they were all gathered at CT.
Nico's out of play right now. It's a 3v2 on the side. Make it a 1v3.
Yeah, Jax is going to have to do an awful lot with this AK. Dupree's head was in the vice. Short-lived success. Astralis making this double dip incredibly justified, Chad.
Yeah, they're going to walk away with a couple of free upgrades here. And Nico slouching back for a save. I think this was similar scenes to what we saw on Train. Astralis had all 5 staying alive. This time it will only be 3. But all in all, just the amount of conversions we've gotten off of these low-buy scenarios here today has been wild scenes. G2 always looking flustered after they lose that opening kill if they don't get the space. And they're very caged in their approach so far. You saw it on Pistol. I think in the second round of play, they're a little bit more aggressive over towards that B lobby, but can't say the same thing here for the third, as they will drop it. And that's it. It's just the Deagle bullets, 2 of them straight there towards the belly. Dunzo.
For lack of a better descriptive term, you know, I feel like I'm calling that art smoke just for descriptive purposes. I've seen a lot of different players, you know, trying to work out the best way to contest that. You know, you see that sandbag spray, they try and suppress it that way because he peeks over it and has a one-way of his own. Dupree just puts himself perfectly within that smoke for those close quarters double clicks. 2 to the belly and you are out. A lot of people suggesting that's the reason the Deagle is just a little too strong for that $700 investment. Well, it is 4 AKs and a Galil. G2 looking to recover here, and for both squads, a clean round. The objective. That'll do.
Yeah, Bubsy, I think, better are going for that fight again. Jax has now got the power position, but so does Glaive. Look at this, pushed on down into the box room. There is a gap in the smoke. Nico using those bullets is going to tuck on in behind it, and they will get control back again. Glaive on the jump peak. What did he spot? Enough here to keep his head tucked. They're really just hoping to bait out more utility here from Astralis because there is no commitment right here from G2. All that smoke is doing is just acting to deny information, but Glaive, by pestering alone, he's bought a lot of time here, and they've still got full info over towards B. More late round stuff from G2.
Yeah, a bit out of character. Not going to complain. Dupree has actually hunted Amanek. Now that is a rarity. To see the B player find the lurk as the first frag.
It's an awkward fight too down those stairs.
Zipex. Oh, perfect off angle. Catches Nico as he checks the boost. 2 to the good now. Astralis in a prime position to equalize. Jax through the smoke off a flash. Nexa sets him up. And, oh, fully blind. Dupree gets him, turns away. And just like that, we have another Astralis. That's lovely. Not only keeping it relatively clean, they'll scavenge 3 AKs out of the back of that.
Yeah, G2 are giving them so much space here early, right? We're not seeing the fight for the ramp control, and we're not really seeing the fight for B. It's more just like bullets through the smoke and hoping that it's respected. But this is the fight I was talking about. Normally, you'd expect Amanek to have the advantage there. Should be catching the little booty, starting to make his way down the stairs. But Dupree, very aware. Huge impact for him in a round like that. And now it will be G2 just down to these pistols. 4 Glocks. Oh, 8 onto Amanek and a Deagle for Nexus. So should be Astralis getting the third.
Yeah,
of course.
Trying to do us a
yes, they should.
Doing us a favor, Chad, by cursing the round. Thank you.
We've already had some wild rounds today. To see G2 win one with Nexus being the only one with an upgraded pistol, probably not other realms here today.
Yeah. Long arms on Hunter. Sticky fingers. Gets himself the MP9.
There's 3 players at A right now for Astralis, so there are gaps across the map here. Problem for G2 with this kind of a pace and with the guns they're working with, can't really go fact-finding on their own, so they need to stay grouped.
Zipex wants more info. Unhappy with what he's currently been dealt, and now the B players ready themselves. Look at the rotate out of them. Bubsky, Glaive, all just beelining it.
2 seconds later, may have had a kill or 2 there.
Yeah, Bubsky's going to stick around in time, though, so unless they force both of these frags... Okay, so they've used all of that util to just park Jax and keep the A defense light. This is cool from G2. They're doing a lot with their eco. He knows there's probably, I mean, 1 confirmed player on B. They can operate under the assumption it might be 2. He's looking for info now. And confirming 1 and 2 are on B. That might be the go sign. Zipex is very vulnerable. Amanek to catch the rotate, pip the gap. It's very cool from G2. It's not working. Definitely not anymore. But you can see the thought process, and he's behind him for an attempt. Glaive very quick on that turn.
I think that's important right there, the thought process, right? That's key, because you're seeing how they're playing like colors by number Counter-Strike. Okay, we have this info, we've probably forced this rotation. If they can start getting that to work on the gun rounds, then maybe we can be having a look on in here. But as I mentioned before, they were struggling to get control of A ramp. They were struggling to get control of the B lobby. They're going to have to get one of the two. And this is split screen of Zipex just dismantling the eco as they come on up the ramp. Nice and wide for him. Couple of easy kills to find there. And Zipex leading the charge with 7 to his name. Keep in mind, Bubsky and Vegas don't have a kill yet, and they still got themselves 3 rounds. So as soon as they get activated, be more pain from the Danes. This is Hunter back in his specialty position. Loves a bit of a creep up A.
He's very good at that, yeah, and he can kind of sell it as a very convincing A presence if he plays his cards right.
They're at mid
There's
again.
the mid smoke. They've been trying to punish this. They've been throwing this and conditioning this since the pistol, and look what it's done. Jax is in B, forcing dupreeh into a super defensive stance. He's hunted down, and now the site is theirs. Nico late on construction. Glaive can contest this, and Will, next up, does get the bomb down. The trade from Nico's not there.
Wasn't even looking.
Pants around his ankles, a little humiliating. Jax is a bit isolated on the site. The rotates us late. Amanek stares, Hunter the same. Smoke, kits, very threatening from Astralis on the retake here. Contact is everything. They smoke off one of Amanek's positions, molly the other, and start to get for the smoke defuse. Good swing out from Jax, only 1.5. Glaive incredibly low, but he can do it all here. 4 on for the ace clutch. If he could just find the kit, does. Can't dip into the smoke. Astralis manufactured chaos there, but G2 will snatch it.
Oh, got scrappy there, but that out mid play, and it was fantastic how quick they're able to explode, right? When you see that setup, one mid, couple over towards that A bomb site, just how much of an island dupreeh is living on in this situation. Glaive has almost done enough, right? Watch this, Nico not even looking. Just 180s around, gets himself 2.
God, he did so much work for Astralis.
In and around the smokes for a couple as well, just...
Different universe, he has a kit as well as that smoke, and it probably feels a lot more awkward for G2.
Yeah, really coming down to the funnest of margins again.
This
here.
could be quick. He's going to actually contest with Zipex and straight back turn. The Mac 10 trades, but early gap for them on Scaff. Like, Magic has to acknowledge that they can walk short here. Oh, perfect.
Undetected pressure.
Nexa can stay there for as long as he desires now. The team surely going to want to build off the back of this control he now has. They don't have to worry about anything but ramp. Not even sandbags now. They remove it with the Molotov. Very audible rotates as well. Nexa's got a good image. Oh, Glaive not ready for that one. Element of surprise right there and then. And fully blind on his rotate. He does see the backpack of Amanek and provides enough to equalize. This gets awkward unless he does it more. Okay, calm down. You've got 60 seconds. Slow your roll. They're looking to punish in this transitional period. Nico does take down Bubsky on that AWP. dupreeh the B player. Options at the flank. He opts to give them nothing. He'll use that plant as a bit of a sign to get moving, or instead starts to try and slip the gap.
Timing on this could be perfect.
Yeah, they're not even looking
Oh,
that way. They faked. There's definitely going to be one here for dupreeh. A sitting duck in the form of Nico. Now Jax to come up clutch, and he's got 19 seconds to either find this frag or find that plant. dupreeh's playing this perfectly, slipping short. Jax is messing around with his jumping, and now safe plant. dupreeh's crawling. How ready is Jax for this exchange? Elevated head height. Nice find. dupreeh comes up clutch for Astralis and puts together another round. 4 in total, and returning fire to G2's 1v1.
Oof, that felt way too easy for dupreeh right there. Just aware of too many positions with G2. Didn't know where he was coming in from. Know that he's the B player, so that rotation from the flank is always a possibility. Could see Bubsky was in a bit of a state there after this whole AWPing exchange, but bailed out by dupreeh in a big way. And yeah, poor Jax left in a one-on-one, almost unwinnable at that stage.
I mean, and let me remind you that that started with Nexa, you know, slipping a gap. Though that will not happen every round. You cannot count on that, and it did enable a free frag onto Glaive, but no round. Nothing to show for it. Here comes dupreeh. Drops straight in and loses the M4 express delivery. And that'll do. That'll do nicely.
Yeah, I'm not expecting G2 to commit to too much here. They've shown already they want to play this one very slow, back and forth across the map, and More of the same here. Once again, found themselves a bit of an opening. But what are they going to be able to do with the pistols? Already low on HP. Jax and Amanek bleeding internally. And this is just where the bleed of the clock and the pack roll really pays off, right? They just go together. If they get a chance and they trade out efficiently, they can find themselves their opening kill.
Oh, we've lost Bubsky. Nico just does what Nico does best. I think he just peeked an AWP with a deagle, Chad.
I'm going to go and fly over there and double check. But
oh, Zipex gets 2 for his troubles. G2, they had and have a main man advantage. It's extended by Nexa. And Glaive yet to frag. They don't have info as to his location, so no surprise that they have hit pause. They have 2 smokes. I'm surprised Jax hasn't opted to drop his as well for that peace of mind.
Nico's going noisy here. As soon as Glaive takes contact, they could take this A site.
This is smart. This is exactly what you expect and have seen out of G2. That's the call they were waiting for. And now the bomb can go down on A. They've been watching Gambit. They've been watching Heroic. They know this modern day of Counter-Strike, you can't take any chances. When you have that man advantage, especially against the finances, Glaive looking to come up clutch, and he has got his crosshair in the right place for Jax. No kit. He'd have to force these fights immediately. There is one on short. And he is hunting into Nexa. There's a good chance here. Okay, the jiggle works out. There's plenty of time for him to play with this, and already finding another head. 30 HP, a single deagle bullet. Takes his time and secures it. Oh, goodness. We're back into this trading blows that we've seen throughout this series.
Yeah, so back and forth we go again, and that was just off of the opening on Dupree. I know the round feels very long, and it feels like those fights are all isolated from one another, but that's only made available because they put their bodies on the line. And good trading again, right? This is what we're talking about. As long as they can trade and maintain the number advantage, and G2 continue to play at this pace off of each other, they're going to convert in these situations. The only thing that can stop them is a multi-kill lockdown on that pack roll. Well, here we go again. Astralis want a force bite.
Oh, and Dupree's lost his life immediately. He's having no fun at B.
Oh, triple stack as well. Don't see these paying off too much these days. A lot of teams ready.
It's just in the flight path now. The map's been out long enough.
It's going to be a B exec here. Amanek's mollies signal that. He's going to charge on in. Plenty of flashes and flame to cover.
Wow,
we can see nobody home.
What a dream to have a player like Amanek on your squad. Double smoke's no fun, but no worries. They're still on A.
Okay, well, we have seen a lot of this, right? Like, all 3 maps have felt similar in stretches. You know, Astralis will win one, or they'll win a clutch, they'll win a force buy, then G2 will get back something similar of their own. Then a gear shift will happen. You know, you might see a save.
I do have to admit that that smoke we're seeing from G2, it's so simple, right? So they can go from 0 to 100 on their mid-Bs just by bouncing that smoke off the sandbag position and just immediately, because it pops quite quickly, you can go from nothing to it's a B. You know, those calls can become very hectic very quickly with something like that.
And if you're holding mid from where Amanek is right now, right, that's one of the positions you're defending on. Like, your job is to slow them down. You can't slow them down.
Spray the smoke and hope.
If you have a molly, ooh, Amanek over the top of them there. I don't think he knows how bloody close he was to that one. Okay. Yeah, the thing is with that, it's that B defender who gets punished the most. Or if you can't even get through to the B defender, you can get through to CD spawn. You can completely deny the rotations. So.
And then once you're up, once that smoke is up, you've got flashbangs from the same position, and your B defender's either running away to the stairs or blind as a bat. Very cool. I'd like to see some more of it once we get the rifle rounds back underway for our CTs. It is just going to be a preserve Kevlar and sidearm.
Knowing Astralis, they'll probably win this round.
Yeah, well, if the previous is anything to go by.
Perfect start, look at that.
Man just loses all vision for a moment, but he will tuck in aggressively, hoping to catch just one of these guys as it fades. The molly will force him back, though, and just a light lick of flame. Good use of their util to deny. Oh, is that a team nade?
It must have been.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay, well, that's no smiles on Malek's face right now.
This is where the problems have come in for G2 after they've been chipped on down and denied space. This time, they weren't denied space.
It's a bit of a cluster.
Truck,
yeah, for sure.
But 4 of them, like, this is some interesting Counter-Strike that we are seeing.
Are they doing the mid-smoke again?
They may do. It has paid off a lot here. Just against the pistols, if they run down the clock too much further, the chaos will ensue once more.
Glave's already confirmed it. He's actually pushed down the ramp and is on his way for a flank. They're up mid, though. That's not the call he was expecting. Xyp9x is close. Great angle for the Deagle. Quick trades, they're there. And now they know where Glaive and Bubsky are. The Deagle not quite onto Hunter. That could have been round winning. It certainly still can. Glaive has his Deagle and a plan. The bomb's running A, and he's going to take more space. He's been around the entire Vertigo map at this point.
Oh, the timing on this could be huge because NiKo's not actually watching the whole rotation right now. If Glaive goes all the way through CT spawn undetected, might get a one-on-one against Hunter. Lots of ifs and buts there.
I see what you're saying, though, and I do like buts. Oh, there's a real universe where he doesn't get checked here. I think NiKo's at least communicated it. Cousins in arms, not going to mess this one up. Nice work from Hunter. He has done his due diligence and won't let Glaive get away with this. And loads his full mag. No contact from short, so we can make an assumption as to where they're holding from. And now it's just about doing damage. Nothing to report. All right, well, it's a team ace. Everyone got one. But G2 do manage to extend their lead and pull away from Astralis just a little bit.
Yeah, and it's very strange in the way that they're approaching this. It's obviously very quiet, right? We're seeing a lot of that shift key held, but I don't think I've ever seen 4 players mid-round against an eco climbing the ladder one after each other, right? It's an interesting one there and could go wrong in a magnitude of different ways. But the guns are out. Astralis have purchased in. No AWP this time round. 3-player A defense. Glaive and Xyp9x to take the initial fights. dupreeh once again tasked with B, and through the smoke, Glaive, he does some of his best work, chips down one, still wants to fight, continuing to contest, and he's being pressured.
Yeah, they know he's low on ammo. Like, he's sticking around with 6 bullets. They wanted to punish it, but the incendiary in response, you can see NiKo's throwing util towards dupreeh. He will fall off of his aggressive B line. So they're testing all parts of the map at the same time here.
Success everywhere. They force back the defense.
Ugh, they're working in the dark here. They need something, and through ramp is where they look. Hunter going down, though, and they seem to be wanting to pivot back. Now, that's interesting. How do the CTs shift? They feel like they've just caught the A lurk, right? Like, they're operating under the assumption there's something about to blow up in middle and B. They've been conditioned to be concerned for these late mid plays. In fact, Magisk and Bubsky have partnered up to try and clear it, which leaves Xyp9x on a bloody island. Good calls from G2, but they are clearing it quick, and the one-way's dropped, so Xyp9x can peek around it.
Are they going to go? They're still going.
They are, yeah. The flash is enough to suppress, they believe, and the smokes are up, so is the util dump. It's going to be very hard to knock that plan. And he gets it down. Amanek weathering the bullets, the nades, and everything in between. They look to fall off into the after-plan positions. Will Astralis go for this? That's the question. Util implies yes. One for the Molotov towards the sandbags. It does completely burn Nexa. NiKo going to flash for Amanek's push. Contact on his right side. He's not looking. He's a dead man. NiKo now has to do way too much. It's all onto Jax. Kits? None. 10-second defuse. He can win this, but now they've done it. Quick defense. It was dupreeh to bodyguard. You can see how wide he was on that defuse. And so Astralis do steal one back, Chad, just as we prophesized.
Yeah, that one right there without Kits, calling that one late. It's a difficult one for Astralis to go for, right? They lose that round, they lose absolutely everything. It's just a fight to kick things off here. Hunter traded out immediately, and you kind of feel for Jax in this situation. It's not an easy fight to take from that short position, and dupreeh just overseeing business gets it done. So close one again, and G2 still maintain enough money to go for another buy. Astralis, with only 2 players surviving, they have to drop weaponry. UMP out on the deck. They've got the rifles across, but again, low on util. And no kit. Glaive didn't even buy anything. He's just running in with the UMP.
Oh my god, he's pushed the smoke, and Amanek can't believe his luck. I did wonder, I was like, why has Glaive not bought nade?
Or a kid or anything. He's just running in.
That explains it. That explains it. dupreeh's probably been saying it's getting pretty boring at this early B. But immediately, you can see, like, oh, they've got 2 CTs looking to push through this B info.
They might have to continue to push, right? This is an all-in right now. The fact that they've rotated this heavy, they took this much of a gamble. Pressure on Bubsky towards the A bomb site with Xyp9x, so they need help.
And they're swinging wide. Now they'll have spotted Xyp9x towards the elevators before those smokes come up. Bubsky does very well to find the one. Nexa hunting towards that zip position. Magisk has arrived in time. Jax missing his shot. Won't get another opportunity and chooses to fall off. This is a powerful spot, isn't it?
This should be the save. Last round wasn't, but this time round, Astralis really should be considering a save into this scenario. There it is, it's called off. Flash comes in, nobody peeks, but the site is secured. G2 will get their 7th here. And just this back and forth nature for the CT side to be under the thumb this way. You win one, okay, then you have to drop a couple guns. You kind of make the economy work. Then your loss bonus gets... They haven't even been able to establish a loss bonus because of the flow of the rounds, right? We're getting 1,900 coming into this next round for Astralis.
Really important find from Amanek. You know, that feels very different if that B aggression is rewarded. G2 have to go back and change their entire play. But instead, 7... Definitely feels like they've had some control of this T side, as you said, dictating to the CTs.
I feel this is make or break for Astralis here, especially if they get obliterated in a round like this. The buy is going to work for Astralis. They've been able to spread their pennies thin. But if they lose this one, 2,400 loss bonus in the next, they don't save any guns. G2 can run away with this first half.
So it looks like they've got a plan to boost and peek on the flash. Oh, Molly Debris out just like that. That's lovely. Okay. Now, heavy lean B, and they're being obvious about it. Look at all the nades and the headshots. Amanek peeks just as he releases the nade. Now 2 there on Jens. Bobsky barely getting his nades out, does get tucked in. And wow, G2 just roll over the B defense.
Well, there's a pace change right there. You know, we've been asking for it. We've been wondering where it is. You know, this back and forth nature, getting territory, playing with the opening kills, trading out as a pack. This time, B control, force back to only close corner they have to worry about, and then a beautiful set piece behind it. Now the question is about the chase. Do they want to take away these 2 rifles? Looks like it. Already in the lower deck, starting to clear on out towards T-spawn.
Ah, okay, it's a nice and easy URL for you to find the POVs. You can just go to dhk.gg/POV.
Oh, this position, it looks so powerful, but every time I see it getting used, it's hard cleared. Is it going to be the same story? Oh, the bomb.
Nico's got 1 HP still pushing for it. There we go. They take it all. Nothing to tell your friends about there, Astralis. You've got USPs, and you're going to have to swallow your pride pretty much all the way. Round 15 for their pursuit of a 6th.
Yeah, Glaive has the most here at 3.9. At best, you know, if he wanted, he could go for another hero rifle like we saw him do on train with that AK, but it's not really the same play here for the CT side of Vertigo. Can't be everywhere at once. And a timeout taken to get Zonic on the mic just to talk things through. Feels like they will have to concede the 9th here, but they can upgrade a little bit, right? You can get some Kevlar, you can get some light util and the Deagles on some of these players for Astralis, and we've already seen how likely it is that they convert those. So we're not calling them out of any round here. 2 more to be played here as we got the scores on the doors. You can see Zipex leading the charge right now for Astralis, 13 for him. Dupree and Glaive 9 apiece, 6 for the boy who used to do Magic. Bubsky with 2. Hunter with 11, 10 for Nico, 8 for Nexa, 6 for Amanek, and 5 for Jax. I can read numbers.
Yeah, and he did really well. It was quite nice to listen to.
Tried to pace it and everything. Back towards middle.
Same util set, and Dupree just
that was
keeps
quick.
Getting caught out. Amanek, I mean, I wondered why the T's kept smoking the mouth of B. Now it makes sense. Now it makes so much sense. He gets a lovely little gap for anyone that wants to try any funny business, and a smoke lulls you into a false sense of security for said funny business.
I'll give you one more. Denies that CT Molotov if there is one. So, multifaceted.
So smoke and a flash, and then you've basically got B stairs control. That's a nice and simple way to do it. No need to faff around with a flash for your squad mates, and that's the angle they just keep stepping into. Nice find. Just 3 more for G2 to put the 9th on the board. They are boosting. There's a good chance they'll find... Ooh, nothing. Jax is the one to take it away from them. They could see a great deal over that close smoke. Oh.
Dancing with death there, Amanek a bit, but I think this round is already done. That's why he's starting to get hyper-aggressive. Only had the Mac 10 and has plenty of cash for a buy in the next. Hunter will finish this one off. Lovely 2 kills, and that is 9. G2, 1 round away here from double digits, 1 round away from 10-5. On the 3rd map, and well, not too far away from the semi-finals by any means. Looking very good out of them.
I mean, all crosshairs are on default anyway. I always want, like, you know, I regularly see CTs on that close corner, but just getting mowed down over the flames.
It's not far of an adjustment.
It's just not it's not a hard adjustment for them to find.
You can see how quickly they can clear that side as well with just util alone. But here we go, Bubsky, aggressive maneuver.
Love it. That's something as well. Glaver's caught Hunter's scaffolding hijinks. Bubsky's already burrowed in for the fastest of flanks. Like, if he times this right, I don't know if he has the pizzazz in his soul to hit us with it. Of course, hindsight is 2020. We do have X-ray and the map on.
Yeah, it's a big risk for him, especially with this number advantage. So if they do commit to A, he can lock the door, but for now, just biding his time. Bomb is now over towards the A bomb site. Nex has already shown a lot of aggressive presence. He took a crane fight. So this would be expected here from Astralis.
Zipbanks, some suppressing shots, but short is taken, and now the util can be dumped. It will not be safe, and that flank we spoke about looks like it's being tossed up right now. What is he up to? Straight up over the box. An easy frag for Nexa and an easy plant as well. G2 in hot pursuit of a 10th here. Retake smokes lined up.
Flank?
Molly for the sandbag position. Nico getting a bit hot and bothered here and does get away. Jack's even finding one on the edge, just dancing with it. Does tag up Magisk. The bomb half gone. Smoke back on the bomb. Bubsky swing. Nico's gonna get it with the deagle, and 10 for G2. Just Dupree loudly stampeding towards him. He deals with it as well. 3 from Nico, 10 from G2. We're gonna screw our heads on tight for this final half. We find out who's gonna be fighting Gambit tomorrow.
Dead. Nice center, I love you.
One more, 2 more CT. Last 2 CT. CT, Nico, behind your molly.
Nice, Sick hunter. Good.
Shit.
Nice!
Not defusing. Not defusing.
He's low.
Not defusing.
Nice!
Let's
nice,
go, boys!
Thanks, DP.
Nice.
There.
Hvor er du god, Peter? Ja, du har en rigtig god. Jeg tror ikke, jeg havde nogen vej væk.
Nice, dreng. Altså,
God
nice, dreng.
sindssygt bra.
Det er sindssygt.
Ham har du godt ledet det sammen.
Nå, det er da for vildt.
It's Astralis, and just looking to piece together enough resistance to post a viable Vertigo. It has been close. 10-5, however, G2 pulling away in our third map towards the end of their attack. They switch over now, G2 to defend, and 6 is the magic number. They just need 6 more, and they'll be locked in for a semi-final bout versus Gambit. My personal take, Chad, is that it looks like G2 are the better squad today. Astralis looking to change my mind as a T start for them to finish off this best of 3.
Yeah, there was a gear shift in the second half of Nuke that really separated Astralis from G2, but yet to see that here on map number 3. Interesting utility being lined up here from Bubsky, and that's going to rain on out towards A as Amanek's already taken contact. He is getting run on down quick.
Yeah, and that's going to cause a lot of panic. They're using short. Lots of them up short, 3 of them in fact, and that smoke has already blocked off that short progression. This is a cool pistol round from Astralis, and it works exactly as intended. Bomb down, 5v5. Smoke on Nexa and the kit. He has intentions with this. He just needs his teammates to find some bloodshed, and they re-smoke it. The audacity, they can play close. Oof. Jax catches a bit of lead to the head, and just fighting around this single box, just using those 2 smokes to buy enough time.
There's a Bubsky flank as well.
You're right. Slowly but surely creeping behind him. It doesn't look like it's going to be necessary, because now he does strike for 2. Oh, Astralis, this is a magnificent T-pistol. Write that one down.
So quick.
Yeah.
So quick. Just absolutely marauding straight up that scaffold. They're not slowing down, right? They had faith that smoke would be there in time. The clear passage towards the site. And the re-smoke as well. Cheeky business right there. You can see just it segments the bomb site, keeps it one tunnel that the CTs can go through.
And that ramp fight feels kind of favorable.
Yeah, so you either run straight through that gap or you go up and over the box. Nothing is a good option there for G2.
Huge. Okay, well, that's Astralis immediately shutting me up. See how the state of play continues.
We've had so many of these type of rounds just fall foul for the team with the better buy.
Looks great. Taking the head off of Nico, gives them the man advantage they seek, but Nexa immediately springs to life. Catches the B-Stairs player. There is now a weapon to be retrieved as well. Glaive is taking some serious space. You can see from G2's position, they know he's there's a rat in the system. And such a tight line from Glaive. 2 headshots is all he has to report.
This is really awkward now, though.
Yeah, I mean, Nexa's got all of them towards him. If he could catch one on the cross, what a shot from Nexa! And Jax can finish this one off now. Magisk is ringing his alarm bells. They've even got 2 AKs for this one. Kevlar, extra special for Jax. Bomb down, a single flash for Magisk to reposition. If they let him. Wide peek, fires off his first. They are starting to double peek, and he will upgrade to the AK full 30 bullets to play with. It doesn't matter. Amanek catches it, and immediately G2 return the favor. Great pistol from Astralis, falls flat in the second.
Huge stuff from Nexa there. The first one makes sense, right? It's a response to losing some territory. You want to get something done immediately. That one makes sense. But that third shot he hits, just bounding in on the jump right there, there was so much pressure on him that he didn't know, right? Mid was... This is the opening, okay? Glaive gets the kill. We need to find a frag. Flashed in, perfect teamwork, as you want. This is a great, little trade here. And this third, well, he didn't catch the third, but the third... That one was the special one.
Yeah, dude, I mean, that was Zipex jumping. You have such little time to hit that shot before he's about to get full accuracy back. Hero AK in play.
Yeah, Glaive's dropped that one across here, so investing a lot right now. Can't fall flat here, Astralis. Need to keep this one competitive.
Oh, that's not too shabby. Actually softening him up for the FAMAS and M4s alike. He's down to 85. Those headshots hurt.
You get a really nice succession of nades there in middle. You get a stop molly, couple of HEs, deny any territory, but territory has been taken.
They're going to boost him. You know, Hunter versus Magisk. It's a head-to-head we all love to see. And it's coming momentarily. They pull the plug on that. Nico and Hunter partnered up for the mid defense, and it is really all hinging on Magisk. Make no mistake. Nico's found him. Just like that, they come alive and fill the feed for 2. The AK is far from retrievable, and that Dream that pipe dream of a bomb plant, maybe even of 1 round, is long gone.
It's crazy how much this CT setup over time of G2's has changed. Look at the boys you got on the B bomb site right here. Hunter and Nex are locking things down. At one point in time, I think we had Hunter, Nico, Nex are all over towards A. Jax was holding middle. Amanek was anchoring B. And then it's all chopped and changed in the G2 camp a lot, right? They're really trying to find themselves.
And I will also say that some of that is a product of Kenny's departure. Some of it probably was happening regardless.
We had the full discussion when Nico first joined this team about how Vertigo was going to be so new to him because of FaZe not playing that map and how it's this very steep learning curve. And he was put in one of the most awkward positions over towards A with the really weird timing for sure. Once you lose ramp control, you know, it seemed like it could have been a great place for him to hold. We might get a look at that right now. There's 4 players from G2 are over towards A and they want to biff.
Yeah, they're steaming towards this fight and the nades on Jax's nose don't deter him. Look at him go. Hunter's gone. Straight down, just holding W the whole way. Magisk does look a little worse for wear as another nade softens him up and they are posturing for a boost. Nexus in the position to contest with that.
They don't have a molly for Nexus position, so if he just stays tucked in, it might be perfect.
Ooh, he's got a lot of space as Dupree's a very sharp object. Looking to penetrate. Oh, Nexus not even looking. Okay, well, that's a gift. And it keeps on giving. Bubsky, Dupree combine for a round-winning and a perfect round-winning performance. It's only Jax at 50.
Back and forth nature of this game is something we haven't felt like we've had a lot of in recent times. Feels like we were seeing a lot more big sprees of rounds,
yeah.
And, getting more spurts of aggression. Things are looking a bit more scrimmy when things aren't as refined. Makes for a bit more of an action-packed affair. Jax might have caught the timing here. Has done. Seems aware that more could have been up close and personal, and Dupree will take the honors. Takes down Jax, gets round number 7 secured. And money for G2, it's not in a great place again. This might just be another partial investment here with the Deagles, the util. Same old, same old.
Funny turn of events for Nexa. It's a very passive line he was holding. It's also worth noting, using that replay as an example, that people are starting to wallbang it just for those sound cues when teammates are close.
Through the middle of the beam, yeah.
Just through that slightly less thick.
Okay, well, G2, is this just going to be another gimme for Astralis, or are you going to make this one expensive? Everybody has an upgrade other than Amanek, and he's opted for the Zeus instead.
Didn't quite get that one right. Looking to catch some damage on those retreating CTs. Amanek is going to be flamed out of position. He was trying to catch aggressive Magisk. Well, that one didn't quite go to plan. Elsewhere, things have gone swimmingly.
Yeah, 2 more spotted there right now. So if Astralis want to pivot back towards the B bomb site, it might be the right call. Look at this boost.
Oh, missed opportunity there. They won't faff around with it again. And the bomb's on the way A. Looks very passive from the CTs. In fact, it looks like they're fully rotating out of it, so...
They pulled the plug on this one, haven't they?
Yeah. Clearing it out. Looks like it will be the A finish, and still it's only Jax to defend, so 8. Just a couple of frags away. Into the site now, it's Magisk ahead of the pack. Bubsky to deliver those explosives now, and well defended.
Try not to turn over any of these rifles here. Astralis giving up an AK to the likes of Nico and Hunter. Probably not something you want to be doing, so should be passive in this one here. But that boost, if they pulled that off, they were almost guaranteed a frag, because once that top ramp has been cleared, you know, once you've already secured the sandbag position, you're already fighting around top crane. You're not going to be expecting that type of a transitional boost. So
yeah,
almost, that was the almost there for G2 to make this one as awkward as possible.
But your basic smokes, you know, I think there's a new one that we're starting to see teams throw. I call that a smoke, sorry, the incendiary towards sandbags for the retake. You know, a lot of people from that back heaven position, they've got retake smokes, they've got retake or nades for the bomb, for that default spot. Now we're seeing even that incendiary towards the sandbags, which is such a power position. I was surprised we weren't seeing that sooner. But Astralis have demonstrated that on their half, and we will, I'm sure, see it the same should it be required for G2's defense.
I'm a little bit curious here is what they're going to do. Amanek has the AWP, he's buying in now, and he didn't go for a defuse kit. So here going into this rifle round, if the bomb goes down, it might just be a G2 save. And this is the chance for Astralis to open that door to a comeback. Only 4 rounds away from that, and this round right here is hugely important. That's why we're seeing this G2 timeout. Malik, the coach, getting in on the mic. Conversations need to be had. Astralis on the other side of things starting to build a bit of a bank. 3 of their players with 4K plus securing buys for future rounds. Glaive and Bubsky just above that 2K mark. So this comeback, it is possible. G2 have not found themselves anywhere near closing this game out just yet.
Yeah, you know, I think at the end of that half, they got, what, 40 rounds back-to-back? I think the momentum definitely left a lot of us in the crowd feeling like this was going to be a G2 closeout. Astralis have proven otherwise, though. Even their pistol round, very, very inspirational. Stack nades with a boost spot. Dupree observes safely. An early indicator that there's 2B, though.
There's lots
false
coming.
info. Yeah, this is going to be all on Nexa again. He's not hiding behind quad, staring the wrong way this time.
Still in an awkward position. If an execute comes, he's going to be blind.
Oh, God, he's everything. He's everything and more. Burning blind, holds his nerve and holds the line. Bubsky's team flash seals the fate of Dupree. Nightmare fuel. Could get worse. Hunter's holding across to the default boxes. Glaive's got a nade in his hand, gets cut down to 42. Rotates in heavily here, and only 3 left for the Danish squad. Flash in, looking to contest. Bubsky's on the default boxes, does tame the spray, and now the bomb's down, they can play. Amanek not got the weapon for the job. It's not ideal to be retaking like so.
Yeah, but no kit.
And no kit as well. That early find from Nico could change things. Bubsky's in a very powerful position if he doesn't lose his teammates. Nico's just killed everyone. He even caught Bubsky in the smoke and finished off again. G2 given a gift of 2 frags from Nico. That was about to be an impossible 3v3 to break.
That one got dicey again. I cannot believe Nexa got 2 kills out of that situation. He even had time, when seeing the execute come in, pull out the smoke, drop it badly, mind you, and still get 2 kills. He was not worth that by any means. Look at the onslaught coming his way.
Flashed in the flames.
Oh, through the molly.
Oh, completely blind. Yeah, that's a crazy one. This was Nico's shooting, though. You know, 1 fine, 2 spectacular, and the 3rd wasn't even far off. He was the one that got the info on that Jen's cross. Leads to Amanek's conversion. Well, G2 back on the board in terms of defensive rounds. They respond. It was off the back of a timeout, and well, we're right back there. This time, Zonic's the one on the mic.
Yeah, lots to talk through here. The conversation we were just having about G2, if they were to go and lose the round and how that could spiral out of the control, the same thing can happen for Astralis here. They have the plant again, which is helping them out a little bit financially. But they're scraping the bottom of the barrel here after this buy. Have opted for an AWP.
Vertigo T-side AWPing.
Yeah, the thing is, you can go for an aggressive B pick quite fast. You can actually get a little hop to help you take that fight. But even still, maybe they want to try and look around some of these A ramp smokes. We've seen the way that G2 like to approach that. Dupree's back over with his B default, wants to fight.
Oh, but he's so blind, so are they. No one has any info off the back of that, but definitely map control to G2. Oh, if you want to break this early, that is ambitious. Oh, caught in the gap of the smoke, though, a taste of that B smoke. It's definitely never all-encompassing, at least not that deep. Well, and this is the playground now for Astralis, right? You can just pick and prod and poke.
Or get picked upon.
Yeah. Walk into the yaw.
Yeah, okay, well, back and forth we go. Nexus found another. They're just limping in one at a time here, Astralis.
And Jax, he's about to have a Zipex on a silver platter. Just like that, 1 by 1. Bubsky's next up, does manage to trade. Needed that. Has a smoke, has the bomb, has a teammate in the form of Glaive. Very disconnected, he's just working on joining up now. Very quick deployment of that smoke. He's trying to get himself some space. It knocks Amanek entirely off the line. Nico surging through middle to start the process of a flank.
This This will be very telling. They should get the bomb down here. Amanek is clearly playing retake. Nico's going to come down the ladder behind and lock the door. Next are rotating through spawn now. They have kits in play, but no utility for this retake. And another smoke.
They love it. Just keeping that side smoke, this ramp fight, much less favorable. And Bubsky standing strong. They can do this, you know.
Big nade.
Yeah, Amanek working at half. These rifles can shred through the opposition now. He just needs to be clicking first, and that's what Bubsky's seeking. Trying to catch a timing as it fades. His toes are there, and Glaive is gone. Round one. Nexer, another impactful multi-kill. He's been pulling out mega kills for his squad over the course of this 3-map affair.
I just can't believe how patient they're looking. This is not the G2 I remember, right? They're saying patience is a virtue. We're talking about how important patience is as a skill. I know how ridiculous that sounds, but in modern Counter-Strike now, sitting there looking at your screen while nothing happens for a minute and 30 seconds is actually quite important. Huge stuff there, and they are poised right now. 2 more rounds for G2. The bomb goes down. Astralis get that much-needed injection of cash, but the look on the faces.
Yeah, it was shaping up so nicely with that re-smoke as well. They had the positions. Nexer was just better.
They've gone for a light pistol buy here, so keeping enough money in the bank balance to buy into the next, which could be the last round to play for Astralis here in this quarterfinal. On the other side of things, G2, they got everything they need. The only concerns up against these pistols are Nico and Hunter, who do not have head armor.
Things have been looking to be going swimmingly for G2 before, Chad, so excuse me while I hold my breath for this entirety of the Mac 10s and Tech 9s.
It could get rough if they drop this one.
Yeah, certainly. Okay, so fast across the bridge, very audible. And people to contest in Jax. Naded, and the spray connects. Oh, they're sitting ducks to those flashes. Fish in a barrel. Nothing to report other than dismay.
Fell apart very quickly there, but that's the expected outcome in a round like this. Scrambling now, just Bubsky and Dupree to try and do it all.
You can see all the util they're panicking to dump on the B take. It's indicative that they're not in the site. Could lead to a plant, could lead to a fight. Headshots would have to be hit. That's a wide swing. Nico's already stopped the plant, and now the rest, I'm afraid, comes down to Dupree. Flash of his own design, Nico's pushing the issue, and that's the end of that 15. G2 are 1 round away from the semi-finals. Up against Astralis, a full 3-map affair, but this one looking as convincing as Train. It was 16-7 on G2's map pick. 1 more so far for Astralis, and it's certainly not out of the realms of possibility, but a perfect run required from the Danes, and they just haven't got quite enough pep in their step. These occasional rounds, Chad, where we've seen these 1-by-1 exchanges, it's not quite reminiscent of how Astralis of old would take control.
Yeah, not getting the space they're looking for in a lot of these exchanges, but here we go. Nade out towards middle. Hunter softened up. Jax wants to fight again. Drops out his own utility and Glaive's through. Oh, the nades. They rain on down. He's already found himself on 44 HP and yet to see anybody. This is a big play from Dupree. He's on his own. If he goes in and he goes down.
He can't afford to. He can't afford to, and that, I think, is enough to humble him. He'll back out.
2 of them chipped on down to below half HP here. They have to go towards A. They don't have enough util to play any of these mid-round plays.
Ooh, Jax drops a smoke to hide under the scrutiny of Astralis. Hunter, just in that off-angle position, does best Bubsky. So now Astralis working with 4 to survive. They know Jax is sandbagged. He's made it very obvious.
Have another molly for him here too.
And as his smoke fades, he is booked. That should be the 4v4 then. Oh, teammate smokes him out. He's still working with this. This gets really nasty for Astralis. They still have to deal with him. Nico somehow takes down Glaive. 1 by 1, they fall. It's on to the last 2. Smoker is up. They're not going to let them plant though, are they? They'll just throw their bodies through that smoke. Flashes are up. Bomb is just meandering towards Dupree's hands. That's a find. Magisk with 1. 15 seconds and they're gone down to the AWP. All right, G2, they'll lock in the semi-finals. It's a big find and a big scalp. Astralis bested, and there's a long list of teams taking down the Danes as of late. G2 versus Gambit secured, and Matthew Kikre, Janko Paunovic, and Frankie Ward waiting you after the break.